So Brian Williams has been making quite a splash with, he was misrepresented his experiences in Iraq, and allegedly he also misrepresented some of his experiences in regards to Hurricane Katrina as well. This, of course, is irresponsible journalism. I'm not defending this guy by any means. I want to put that out there first as a disclaimer. I'm not necessarily defending this guy at all, but quite frankly, a lot of the stuff I've seen in the press in regards to this is a pot meets kettle situation. It's got to be hard to throw stones from a glass house, especially when you need somebody to pull those puppet strings to throw stones in the first place. And now the network is conducting an investigation. The media, who is supposed to be our fourth estate, is doing an investigation into one of their own people. The media is kind of holding the media accountable, and most of the other media that's reporting on this is just doing it for spectacle's sakes. Johnny Dam said this in one of our older shows. In fact, he actually said this on the show I had before this morning show. I had a show called Media Bites that was more focused on media issues specifically. And Johnny Dam said this on an early episode of that show. And I love this. And we've talked about this before, him and I. But he said that the news media these days, it is just people opining about people that opine. And I think in this particular case, that's a very good explanation and a very good summary of what's going on here. These people at Fox News especially, that are really coming down on this guy, because, you know, they don't really care for his affiliations much, so they're coming down on him. Meanwhile, recently at Fox News, a correspondent just made the bogus, completely ignorant, and horrible statement that nobody has ever died in any religion's name except for Islam. Here it is from Eric Bolling on Fox News. Reports say radical Muslim jihadists killed thousands of people in the past few months alone, and yet when you take Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever, their combined killings in the name of religion, well, that would be zero. Someone please give this guy a very basic history lesson. And that's not even seen as a problem. These are the standards we set for journalism, where you make chauvinistic, Islamophobic statements with no repercussions whatsoever, with no one checking you whatsoever. It's completely irresponsible journalism. And I'm not saying Williams was an irresponsible journalism too. It is. But honestly, I think this is something bigger. This is more a reflection of how desperately broken our news media is. It is beyond a point of crisis. It has reached a point of no repair, and it is a structure that is set up for inevitable failure, and it already has failed miserably. And this inexcusable circus is just a byproduct of all that. And if you think the only problem going on in our news media is the fact that Brian Williams just embellished a bunch of stuff, probably for ratings' sake, wake up. He is one of many, many, many guilty parties. It's like walking into an underage drinking party and busting the one person standing at the keg. And everyone, well, we got the person standing at the keg. No, everybody was drinking, man. Everyone was drinking. Some people were doing some really bad stuff upstairs. They had lines of cocaine. I don't know. But we found the person at the keg. That's who's going down. Brian Williams just happened to be the person at the keg. I'm not saying everybody embellishes their own experiences and makes bogus lies, nor am I saying that everything that comes from the corporate media is always bad and irresponsible. I'm saying the structure is very tragically flawed. We have a structure that caters towards advertisers and special interest group. That's why you see environmental stories get pushed to the wayside, because the oil and gas industry pretty much funds CNN when it comes to advertising. Every third commercial is for oil and gas. So, of course, when it comes to the environmental impacts of certain things, you're not going to get the full story. What do you expect? And these pundits that are just concerned with ratings alone, they're there for entertainment value. And they're just opining about nothing. The people at Fox News just pass off hate speech as journalism, and then the people on MSNBC complain about the people over at Fox News, and that's supposed to represent, quote-unquote, the left. Are you kidding me? It's a joke. It's a parody of itself. It's a disaster. And you're telling me Brian Williams remembering some bogus stuff? Well, that's... now that we got him off the air... And supposedly it's just going to be a temporary thing. As of right now, it's a temporary thing. Just because we got hit off the air, I guess we're fine now. All of our problems are solved. I don't think so.